Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Kyle.
So we did the sounds for Beast, which is a animated film, and we were gonna do some commentary on it and talk about how we made some of the sounds and the process that we went through to create the sounds. I've never done this before on the channel, but
Neither have I.
I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so basically, a lot of these sounds we weren't really sure how to make them. The composer actually is a friend of mine. His name is Matthew Pablo. I'll put the link in the description below. But he came to me on a Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon, and he said, "Hey, do you want a quick sound design gig?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure. That sounds like a lot of fun." And then he goes, "Okay, great. You have 3 days to do it, or till Thursday or whatever." And I was like, "There's no way I can do this on my own." So I contacted Kyle, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, we can do this." And we were planning on pulling all-nighters for this, and we just had to get started right away.
Yeah.
So basically,
I was gonna say, believe it or not, there's a ton of work that goes into it just with just pure recording time.
yeah,
So-
we were fortunate enough to where like most of this film was Foley, so like pretty much just dry recording and not a whole lot of editing to it.
Yeah.
But basically, we were planning on taking all-nighters 2 days
Yeah.
in a row just to get all the sounds done because we had no idea what we were in for. But so we went to Target to buy some supplies for the sounds, and we found an umbrella. And later in the film, there's spoilers. Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
There's a bird or the monster is flapping his wings and he flies away.
The Beast.
The Beast. Hence the title. So the Beast flaps his wings, and we saw the umbrella, and I was like, "Dude, this would make the perfect flapping sound." And I was just like, $20 for an umbrella? Are you kidding me? So Kyle just goes, "Why don't we just go to the back of the store and record it? You have your portable recorder with you." So talk about the cheapest. Thank you, Target, by the way. We're not sponsored
Yes.
by you, but we would
Props to Target.
props to Target.
That probably owe them in some way, but
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry to all the people that we disturbed by making weird noises and holding up a microphone to it throughout the entire
This-
time we were at Target for that night.
This film was not free of awkward looks towards
Oh,
us.
totally. Everyone was just like, I don't know if we should be here right now. Luckily, a lot of people at Target walked by and they didn't really care that much. So I
Yeah.
think we were in the clear. But basically, we did
Yeah.
that. We recorded the umbrella sounds, and we were just like, oh,
What was the next thing that we needed? Like, it was the pail, I think. Wasn't it?
yeah. So we had a pail that we had to
Yeah.
record because the girl carries a bucket with her everywhere she goes, and I was just like, oh, crap. We'll just buy this and go out, and then we. What did we say? We were just like, well,
I mean, we're here.
Yeah, I mean, we're here, so we might as well just record it while we're here. Why spend the money on it? So
Well, yeah.
we
Needless to say, like 15 items later, we basically had this entire film,
so
with the exception of like some footsteps and what was the other thing that we did outside?
the meat sounds and
Yeah.
like
The saw.
the saw. We had some other odd sounds that we couldn't really do in Target.
Yeah.
I mean, the saw would have been bad to record inside of Target.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I'd say about a good 70-75% of this movie was completely Target.
So again, thank you so much, Target. You have done us so much, more than you could imagine. We are not sponsored by Target again, but
No.
if you want, I mean, I have like 400 subscribers if you're interested. Yeah, but so yeah, again, like 20 sounds later, we were just like, we had about all of the film pretty much
Yeah.
recorded.
Yeah, so as opposed to like spending pulling two all-nighters, we basically spent like 3 hours in Target just recording random things.
I mean, before Kyle came over to go out and like buy the supplies, that we were supposed to buy. I wrote down a list of all the sounds we would need, and we just crossed everything off one after another. It just worked out really perfectly. A lot of the stuff too, I mean, we didn't even notice till afterwards, and we were fortunate enough to be able to just record those in our apartments. So we were, I guess we were in for, we had no idea what we were in for.
Yeah.
Because we were expecting a lot more work, but thank God.
Yeah, definitely pre-Target, we were definitely stressing out about trying to get it all done. So
we'll just call this film Target. We'll put out a petition to rename it for them. Yeah, but I think that's everything.
Yeah, I mean,
thanks for listening, everyone. Unless you have anything to say, Kyle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless you just wanna, I don't know, if you want to tell them about the chair, that was pretty cool.
Oh right, yeah, okay. So, yeah, some of the interesting sounds. I'll cue it in the video right now for what it's talking about. But there were some sounds like the
stretching of the ropes.
The stretching of the ropes, at the beginning when they're tying around the beast's horns and his neck and stuff. We were all really we were kind of concerned because some of the sounds we were like, we've heard before and we knew exactly what we wanted, but we were just like, how in the world are we going to accomplish this?
And it's kind of funny too, because sometimes if you're not familiar with any sort of sound design stuff too, it's sometimes the things that they are do not make the sound that you think that they would.
No,
for instance,
99% of the time it's
I mean, most of the whooshes, you know, in the video, or you know, us swinging a hanger in front of the microphone. There's actually one point after Target where we picked up just a thing of chicken, and we're trying to get the sound of the meat flopping on the ground when the main character was giving it to the beast. And that it was so wrong for what it should have been. And I think
the meat sound didn't work at all.
I think what we ended up actually using was a wet washcloth instead.
So we just went in the bathroom. The tile and the wet washcloth against that worked out just perfectly. It was awesome, honestly. We got distracted by the chair. So I mean, we were just obviously. I mean, we like to have fun while we work too. We probably goof off more than we should when we're working on sound.
As you could probably tell.
As you could probably tell, but we pretty much just got. I mean, we were goofing around in Target for about 30 minutes of the time we were in there, which isn't that bad. We were taking it seriously most of the time because we had work to get done. But if we have more time, we will. But anyways, we
just got so lucky, like
we did. But so we were looking for that stretching sound in the beginning, and I found this really like cool looking chair. I was like, oh dude, check this out, and I sat down in it, and it made this sound when you sat down in it, and I looked at Kyle with a glimmer of hope, like Kyle, you'll like look at this, man, like look how awesome this is. And he was just
we both just looked at each other like
it was just like a moment of hope almost.
Probably the biggest epiphany that we had.
and we kept on going around. We just kept on finding more stuff, and honestly, like the process of doing these sounds just got better and better and better as we went on.
It really did too. Yeah. I mean,
I was amazed, honestly. I was so happy that everything turned out the way it did. We did have time constraint, obviously, 2 or 3 days. It's not ideal for what we wanted, but I think that it honestly did turn out perfect. Not perfect, but like for what we had, it worked out great.
For sure. I mean, I'd say the time constraint probably helped us at some point. So.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we wouldn't have been as focused if.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think we were, because as soon as Matthew said, okay, you have 2 days, I was just like what?
Oh.
And I'm at the point where I'm just like, I kind of want to take on everything. I don't like to say no to a gig when people send it my way. So I was just like, oh, this person goes to the animator goes to CalArts. Oh man, that's gonna go on film festivals potentially. And I was just like, the animation's beautiful, and or the art and animation are beautiful. And I was just like, I can't say no to this.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely a good opportunity, and it worked out well, I think. So
yeah, absolutely. What else? The some of the sounds, all the footsteps we just recorded
Yeah.
outside.
Well, I guess I guess on a more technical standpoint, if you wanted to talk about this, like the fact that there's no dialogue in there and trying to, create this world using only sounds,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
we could talk.
Do you mean like the atmosphere and like the ambient?
Yeah,
ambient
yeah.
sounds?
I mean, aside from your backgrounds and all that, of course, doing something like this is kind of interesting too because to like help with the style of animation that it is too, you really had to like over exaggerate some stuff and make sure that it was almost hyper realistic, just to immerse your audience a little bit
totally.
better. So
Like like I'm watching it right now. The meat getting bitten sound. The meat getting bitten sound is like way too. It's over exaggerated.
right, yeah, and if this, I mean, if this is any sort of feature film or anything like that, with dialogue in it, it'd be a completely different story. But most of the sound effects actually, I think, from a technical standpoint, take place of what the dialogue would be. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really just like I don't know. I mean, some of these sounds like it's just. I mean, there's like the bandage getting unwrapped. I mean, there's some things in that like there's no sounds when you unwrap a bandage, but there's a sound. There needs to be a sound there that will fit there and that'll immerse the audience in more. Like, so we just took masking tape or duct tape, I think, and we just unrolled it and it made the sound of that. What it could sound like, anyways. And again, it just immerses you more. You'd want to put in stuff that is hyper realistic and never
Right,
is
yeah.
what you would actually hear in real life.
right, and especially with this too, something I just thought of, like, in order to keep the audience engaged too, you almost kind of want to do every sound you possibly can.
Oh, absolutely.
Which was
Absolutely.
another kind of concern with the time restraint that we had also. So
Yeah, and with this animation especially, because it kind of it has a little bit of a jumpy animation style, which definitely adds into the style of the animation.
yeah, it was cool.
But for us, we had to kind of guess where some of the sounds are and kind of use
Yeah.
our imagination for that.
Yeah, because there wasn't an exact frame where something was happening or whatever. So
For most of it, anyways. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
So we had to kind of just pretend where certain sounds were. I think we did all right with that. The best
Yeah,
we
I'd say
could,
so.
anyways. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's everything. Some of the, I can't think of anything else that we didn't talk about. Anything that's worth mentioning. Again, what about you? Do you have anything else?
I was just saying the reason I was laughing because when you mentioned the bandage, because you ripped that off your arm at one point. That was,
Oh my gosh! And that was actually we were trying it on like different surfaces to hear how the duct tape would sound coming off of it. It come like to be unraveled or unstuck,
Yeah.
and it made a good sound. But there was something specific we were looking for, and I don't know if I had the idea, if Kyle had the idea,
Yeah.
but it was just like, why don't we try it on a skin? And I put it on my skin. I was just like, as soon as I started to pull it off, I was like, oh no, Kyle, I do not want to do this. And I proceeded to rip it off, and
Yep.
I held in my breath for a split second, like just enough time after we did it, so that it would fit in with the animation. All right,
that's actually the sound that made it into the film.
and that
too,
was the
so
sound that made it into the film. Thank God, my
Yeah.
pain wasn't for.
It wasn't for
not.
nothing.
Yeah. I think that's everything, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching and listening in, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
This was a lot of fun, and thank you for joining, Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, guys. And also, check out Matthew Pablo and Fiona down in the description below. You can watch the full
Definitely.
video without our commentary on Vimeo. All of the links will be in the description below, and anybody who worked on the project will also be in the description below. Thanks for listening again, guys.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.